Basic Offshore Safety Induction and Emergency Training, otherwise known as BOSIET, is OPITO's internationally recognized training standard for offshore survival. Whether you're working in Abu Dhabi, Argentina, or Aberdeen, BOSIET ensures you have the essential survival skills to handle various emergency situations offshore. BOSIET isn't meant to scare you. It's designed to equip you with the knowledge to manage yourself in extreme offshore conditions, where you might be miles away from any means of rescue. Whether you're new to the industry or a seasoned professional doing your refresher, BOSIET prepares you to face offshore survival challenges confidently. The training covers several critical areas: safety induction, sea survival and first aid, firefighting and self-rescue, helicopter safety and escape, EBS, which stands for Emergency Breathing System, or CAEBS, which stands for Compressed Air Emergency Breathing System. Let's start with the safety induction. In the classroom, you will gain an awareness of the hazards to which you'll be exposed to offshore, such as pressure, motion, electrical, and chemical hazards. How risks associated with these hazards are controlled. Additionally, you will learn about the safe systems of work used offshore, an understanding of the essential safety rules of which you must comply, and an understanding of the requirement for your personal commitment to working safely. Next, let's talk about sea survival, where you are going to learn about the procedures to follow in the event of an offshore emergency, evacuation procedure, the various types of survival craft, escape methods and equipment used offshore. At the pool, you will practice the boarding of a marine life raft from within the water and the initial actions that you will be required to take. You will practice a range of individual and group sea survival techniques, such as water entry and getting into the heat escape lessening position, HELP for short, whilst donning the correct personal survival equipment to provide you an idea of what an emergency may entail. Moving on to first aid. Now, although arrangements are in place offshore to deal with first aid incidents, you will also receive training in delivering basic first aid in an emergency situation. You will need to demonstrate your ability to raise the alarm on the discovery of an incident, demonstrate how you would assess the situation, and check the area's safety before proceeding to what may be required as immediate first aid actions whilst you are awaiting the arrival of a medic or first aider. You will also be taught the importance of prioritizing casualties. For example, a general rule is that you would treat the unconscious first. Don't be alarmed, there are firefighting specialists offshore. However, you will be trained in the procedures to follow on the discovery of a fire and in the first response firefighting techniques, using the appropriate fire extinguishers and other basic firefighting equipment. You'll also learn and practice self-rescue techniques suitable for use where you need to escape through a smoke-filled environment. This is carried out through various scenarios, with your eyesight being partially to completely obscured. And finally, perhaps the moment you have all been waiting for, the helicopter safety and escape, where you will learn about the requirements and procedures for traveling offshore by helicopter and personal safety equipment that you will be issued with. I just want to highlight that these practical exercises will be conducted under close supervision of qualified and experienced staff. And the training is structured using a step-by-step approach, which will give you the confidence at each stage prior to proceeding to the next. So, you will either do the helicopter safety and escape with emergency breathing system or the compressed air emergency breathing system. The breathing system required will be determined by your employer or the region in which you work. Firstly, you will be informed of the various helicopter emergencies that could occur and how they are to be dealt with. And if you are doing CAEBS, You will practice the deployment of the CAEBS equipment in a variety of situations, including shallow water and dry training, and deployment of the CAEBS equipment whilst being submerged in water. Next, you will practice evacuation from a variety of helicopter emergency, including a precautionary landing on board an installation or on land and a controlled ditching on water. You will also practice evacuating from a helicopter which is sinking and has capsized, with and without a window. Depending on the breathing system being used and any specific regional requirements, you may or may not have on your breathing apparatus for this. Finally, to finish, you will practice the correct inflation of an aviation jacket and the practicalities involved in the boarding of an aviation life raft within the pool. And that's it. Your BOSIET training is now complete, and you are equipped with the necessary skills and knowledge to handle extreme conditions and emergencies effectively, ensuring your safety and the safety of those around you. Just a reminder that the certificate is valid for 4 years. You can revalidate certification before it expires up to 3 months before to avoid losing time by completing the BOSIET refresher, further offshore emergency training, FOIT certificate. You can check your certification online via the OPITO training app, TrainR. TrainR allows you to access the Vantage system, look at your OPITO certificates and validity, search for training providers by location, and keep up to date with OPITO news. Thank you, and stay safe.